Okay, here we are, part 2 of me blathering on about candida overgrowth. I just think it's really important that people know about this because, Jesus, I've been around forever and I've been looking at all this stuff for ages, and never in my life did I think that this could be a possibility. So apparently in the other countries, not in Australia, there are actually blood tests you can do to see if you have it. I didn't even explore that. We didn't even talk about it. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are, to see if you've got it in your bloodstream. It just seemed pretty clear cut to me and to the doctor that I did have it. And basically what we said, we'll start taking it. If I feel better, it means it's working, and I do feel better, so it's working. Whether again I go on to take it for any longer than just 4 weeks remains to be seen. So there you go. You do need to make sure that you have a really good probiotic that you take to replace that with. So what else is going on? Oh yes, I did have questions about the carnitine that I talked about in the last videos. The carnitine is an amino acid that's used for aerobic exercise. Apparently a lot of bodybuilders use it. According to the Australian Sports Institute in Canberra, it's a banned substance in a lot of sports, which leads one to believe that it must really work. So I started taking that in hospital in March in a powder form, and there is varying brands about it. Musashi makes one. It's in a little tiny jar. It's only 50 grams. It's about $60, and I take 2 grams a day, so that did not last a really long time. So I thought it would show you the one I do take. Of course, it's probably going to be backwards. Oh, here's Alcar by Primaforce, acetyl L-carnitine. So this is an enormous 250 gram jar. It is powder, so you do need to mix it. You can get capsules. There are capsules, but you know, for what I have to take on a daily basis and what was prescribed for me, the capsules were going to cost way more than this. We actually figured that this was the most economical way to do it. It's actually, I can get it out. It's actually got this little scoop. Out, which is really good. This little tiny scoop, which is 500 grams. It measures it out. I just go and measure it in. So I do 4 of those in a glass of orange juice. Or you need to do something citrusy, because even though this says it's unflavored, it's really disgusting and actually smells like dirty socks or worse. And it's really bitey. It's just really bitey. So the acid, the acidic stuff really worked. I did find this thing called Charlie's Lemonade, which you can buy in the fresh juice section. It's like a mixer. It's really yummy, and it really has a good bite to it. That covers the taste entirely. I did find, however, that did bother my stomach quite a bit. So, you know, it's one of the trade-offs that you get. But it's a white powder. You can see it. Actually looks like a suspicious illegal substance, and that's kind of how I refer to it every day, because it kind of has somewhat of the same effect. So look, I've had this for about 45 days. I take it every day, and there's just tons of it left. So this was $92, and I belong to a health food store that has a sale on the first Tuesday of every month, and where you get 20 to 30% off depending on the brand. So I think I got this for like $80. Well, whatever. I saved $20 on it, so it was around the $80 mark. $75, $80, which, yeah, it sounds like a lot of money, but it's done really good by me, and I'm not ever going to go without this. And it's lasted for ages, and there's just heaps of it. There's like up to here left. So, and of course it settles. It wasn't like the whole jar was full. So for those of you who are questions, yeah, that's Alcar Primaforce, made in the USA in Burlington, North Carolina. So you look for it in the bodybuilding section, because that's where they sell it. So good stuff. And questions about some of the other supplements that I'm taking. Because of the candida overgrowth, I'm actually taking black walnut, and black walnut's a brilliant herb that you take, and it's actually really good for your intestinal tract. whether or not you've got yeast overgrowth. It actually kills parasites, and it helps maintain a healthy intestinal tract. And since we've had our insides molested and our intestinal tract molested, we want to keep it as healthy as possible. So I don't know if I'm going to continue to take black walnut. I'm going to take it for probably about 3 to 6 months, and then we'll see. It's expensive, but like 100 capsules were about $30. I take 4 a day. You do need to take it with meals. So that's a new addition to what I'm taking. There's lots of other things. Clove is apparently really good for it. I can't take it. I'm allergic to it. Golden seal works really well. So there's quite a few. If you have a really good naturopath or a really good health food store you go to, they'll help you with that. But black walnut definitely is a really good one. But I can't stress enough how important a really good probiotic is. And I think that even if you don't have a yeast overgrowth problem, I mean, like I said, you've had your insides molested. You need to get it back on track again, and so I think the good probiotic has made a big difference, as well as the deflucan, because you want to keep everything as healthy as possible. I take Caltrate Plus, one of those tablets a day. That's got magnesium and stuff in it. I was taking extra magnesium, but I'm not doing that anymore. I do take a zinc supplement, but I take a really great pharmacy grade zinc, which they put me on in hospital, and I take 200 milligrams of that a day, which is a huge amount of zinc. And it does say on the label that you can't take it for an extended period of time unless you have your bloods checked, and I do have my bloods checked every 3 months, so that was a bit hard to find. That one I could only get at the chemist. I take a thiamine, and that again is a really high intensity one that's a pharmacy grade dispensable. It's not prescription, but the only place you can get it is the pharmacy, not a health food store, for the amount that I take. I take prescription vitamin A because, like I said in my last one, my last videos, my eyesight had virtually gone the way of the dodo, and because my eyes are so bad, I didn't really realize it, which is kind of sad, but it has made a huge difference, and I'll be on that for at least a year. And you do have to, and that is like, I'm on 50,000 international units, and the typical is like 5 or 5,000. So I take a daily vitamin, like the one they gave me at the hospital. I'm just taking it. It's Centrum. Probably wouldn't be a one I'd choose, but hey, I got it at the hospital. I'll finish it till it's gone. I'll probably move to something different. I'm also taking, I do have B12 shots, which I give myself once a month. But since the yeast overgrowth thing happened, B12 is extra, so I had some extra B12 lying around, so I'm just going to finish that off. I was taking biotin last year because of losing my hair, and the dietitian basically said, look, don't worry about it. But I had some extra biotin around, so I'm actually going to finish that up, because the B vitamins are really crucial in helping recover from a yeast overgrowth, so I am sticking those in as extra. What else? That's about it, I think. It seems like fish oil. Yeah, God, everybody needs to take fish oil. I take 2,000 milligrams a day, 2 big capsules twice a day. Everybody in the family takes it. I even give it to the dogs. They love it. I just give them the capsule, and they just go nom 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 nom. And it's really good for everything, so that's a really big important one. And I think that's it. Oh, and B5, that's right, I take a B5 supplement, and that's like for nervous system and stuff like that. And so that's my daily intake. Sometimes I feel like I eat more vitamins than I do food, but do check it out. If you've got any questions, ask your doctor, do some Googling, give me a hoy. There is the one website I found called overcomingcandida.com, I think, is it? Anyway, do a Google. A lot of really good stuff. Look for the good stuff, not the dodgy websites. There's a lot of dodgy websites. So anyway, I probably won't update again until my anniversary date. I hope you're having a good day. Ciao.